I'm Yolanda Davis, an attorney and accountant for women entrepreneurs and nonprofit executives. At the age of 9, I did an identikit video at Blockbuster. And those videos were for if you got lost, they had like a video of you to show what you look like and kind of give your voice, all of that. So on my Blockbuster video, I was asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? At the age of 9, I said an accountant. The videographer laughed at me because what 9-year-old wants to be an accountant? I wanted to be an accountant because my mom was a business major in college and her best friends at the time were accountants. So they represented to me what I thought I wanted to be based on my interests at the time, which were I loved math and I loved anything business related. So I have accomplished that lifelong goal, but one even more important was to be able to give back to my community in ways that my community gave to me when I was a child. I would have to say that my lady of influence, or ladies of influence, are my mother and my grandmothers. I saw them sacrifice in ways that I'd seen no one else sacrifice before, and most of those sacrifices came because they wanted to make sure that their daughter and their granddaughters or grandchildren had what they didn't have, had the opportunities that they never had, and just opened doors for us in ways through their sacrifice that no one was able to do for them. In that same vein, though, I talked about community and wanting to give back to my community in the way that they gave to me. I was raised by a village of people. My mother was a single parent. My father struggled with addiction. And without people like Mr. Ronnie, who lived across the street and was watching out whenever my grandfather might be sick and he knew I was in the house and it was just the two of us, or Miss McKinney or Miss James, who lived down the street, that if my grandmother was a little late once I got to the house after school, I had somewhere to go and would have a snack and help me with homework. Without people like that giving back to me, I would not be who I am today. And they supported both myself and my mother in helping us to accomplish our goals at the time. And so that's just my goal as a lady of influence, to give back in ways that my community gave to me, give back to Black and brown children who look like me, who statistics say they won't be an attorney or an accountant. I remember doing personal statements for college, and my personal statements talked about what statistics say that I should be. Statistics said that I would be 4 times more likely to be poor, that I would be twice as likely to repeat a grade in school. I'm not saying that I'm the richest person, but I definitely beat that statistic. And I made straight A's throughout all of school and did very well in college. And it was only because of that community that I talked about. It was only because of my mother and my grandmothers pushing me to be more than what they were able to be. And so I want to walk in that vein and follow them being a lady of influence. And one of the ways that I do that is through this board for a lady of influence, to give back and mentor to women that look like me, young ladies that look like me, young ladies that are in situations like I was, single parent moms. They may even be single parent moms themselves, just to let them know that circumstances don't dictate what you can be. They don't dictate who you are. Another way that I look forward to being a lady of influence is through giving back to my community through a charter school. Just launched a charter school to open in August of 2021. I want to give back to those kids who think they can't make more of themselves than what they see in Columbus County, and just walk in my influence. So a defining moment for me in realizing that I am a lady of influence, even though I still feel like it's a process and I'm still becoming that lady of influence. But one of the most recent times that I realized that I have influence and that others are looking to me to kind of inspire them is at my law firm right now in my office, I am the only woman attorney as well as the only woman of color attorney in my actual office. And I've been assisting recently with recruiting others, whether that be those that look like me, are those that already exist in our firm. But I spoke to one young lady who was an African American female, and one of her main questions to me was, how do I come to work knowing that there's only one of me here? And it made me realize that representation matters. Not only does it matter, but that I should give her all of the positives of why her being here with me changes that narrative for others. How we can open the door for other young ladies who look like us, or other young men who look like us, to be a part of this reality. And so I think that was my most recent pivotal moment of realizing that I'm a lady of influence.